Last homework assignment, number 7. Once again, it is trying to show you evidence that a conventional wisdom that you have probably heard before you took this class is simply not true. And that is that when the government prints money, this causes inflation. And in reality, as you know from the lecture videos, it is much more complicated than that. And in fact, that printing money causing inflation is illogical. It can't happen. Inflation happens for many reasons, but printing money is not one of them, all right? So, what I've got here for you is M2. It's a very popular measure of the money supply. It's counting up how many dollar bills there are, and not physical dollar bills, obviously computers. Obviously what's stored on computers is much more important nowadays than the actual physical dollar bills. So I've given you here the ratio of how many dollar bills there are in circulation divided by the size of the economy. Because obviously if our economy is bigger, we need more dollar bills, and that doesn't necessarily cause inflation. What these people who are arguing that printing money causes inflation, what they're arguing is printing money faster than the GDP growth. If GDP growth goes up by 5% and the money supply goes up by 5%, then we shouldn't see any change in prices. Again, this is all things I would have talked about in the lecture video. So we should only see inflation when this ratio was going up, not just M2 by itself. It's going to be measured relative to the size of the economy. So you've got inflation again, like you did on the last homework, but this time being compared to how big the money supply is. And it works really poorly, all right? So here, let's have a look. Let's see, 1990 to 1991, the ratio of the money supply M2, that's how many dollar bills there are in circulation, to GDP went from 0.54 to 0.543. So the ratio went up. But inflation actually went down. So it was not consistent. Next one. M2 to GDP went from 0.543 to 0.522, so it went down. And inflation went down. All right, so that one is consistent. All right, so you go through and you check that out. And again, you shouldn't get very good results because theoretically it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I will have explained this already to you in class. It doesn't make sense theoretically, and also there's no evidence for it either. And that's it. That's all the homework. Good work. As always, let me know if you have questions.